Of course, we are just days away, Dan, from Christmas. Are you ready?
Yeah, I think I am. Let's get this through and move on to the new year.
There we go. Let's get around to it. Now, some houses, though, around town have been in the Christmas spirit, of course, for weeks now.
So we decided to head out to see a few of them this week and last week. Take a look.
Well, we all know that saying, it's the most wonderful time of year, and I think the only thing we're missing is snow.
Missing. Just
Strong words.
It's missing. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
It'll happen. Just be patient, everybody.
But during this time of year, we like to go see lights.
Very true. And so?
Everyone loves Christmas lights, and there's degrees. There's a little bit of decorative around the front porch, maybe around the gutters. Sometimes the front yard is totally covered with inflatables.
It started out slow, but my daughter kind of like, after the holiday, so when things go on clearance, is when she keeps buying them. And then she forgets
smart.
what she's got.
How many different items do you think you have out here?
Probably a couple dozen. There's about 8 or 9 down in the basement yet that we didn't put out. I love Christmas.
You know, some of the Christmas decorations are really nice, just being Christmassy and being neighborly and people enjoying it from house to house. But then there's out here in Northwood, and it's go big or go home. This is really cool. How long has your family been doing this?
Well, I know he's always put up lights, but I think the first year it really started to get big was in 2009, and then the first year we actually started animating it was 2013, and then we started getting music in 2014, and then every year since, it's just, every year we've added something to it at least.
Any idea how many bulbs or any numbers at all? How many individual things you put up here?
Well, our most accurate count's right around 20,000.
20,000?
It used to be a pretty small thing where we just had a couple lights that blinked out there, and now we've moved here, and it just seems like every year more and more people come out to see the lights. Because I'm the room in the front of the house, and often I hear people out here yelling, jumping around, dancing. I see them do the music, and it seems like they're always having a good time out here.
That's the celebration of Christmas, right?
It's always just been like a big part for the family to do this, but recently, in the last few years, we've started taking donations for this for our school. We have the Glider Pack program that essentially packages food and stuff for our community, and every year we get at least a few carloads of food just to take to our school, and then that gets donated and distributed across our community.
Merry Christmas!
That was good, Dan, and that was crazy. So I just wanted to ask, did you ask him off camera, how much is your light bill?
They said that the LEDs that they're using now are so energy efficient that it's much less expensive than it was when they had the incandescent.
Okay.
And even with more bulbs, because they all blink, like that's on, that's off, that's on, that's off, and so the power. You would think they'd get a thank you card every year from First Energy.
Good job. Way to save.
I know. Now that was in Lake Township, Northwood area. The first one was Zach, by the way, and that was his dad who does most of the grunt work putting it up. That's that one. And then the first one was in West Toledo that you were all part of.
Yes.
That was Pat we talked to.
Yes, but Pat, and the fact that she had it and it was fun, but we just didn't have enough time to put, all of Pat, because Pat actually had stuff in the back of the house as well, right? So because she had the garage that was all lit up, more inflatables, and like she said, there's a bunch still in the basement that she hadn't put up yet.
But if you go around town, there are so many wonderful displays around town. Some are small, some are big. The inflatables and the flashing lights. By the way, the one there in Lake Township, that is computer generated. They have computers that do all the coordinating with everything else. And he said when they built the house, they intentionally had it built that they could run the wiring and instead of having to have all the the Clark
Smart.
Griswold stuff.
Yes.
Not necessary because the house is kind of pre-wired. Isn't that amazing?
There we go. See, it's all about innovation and planning ahead.
I love that stuff. That time of year,
And we
right?
appreciate it because I'm not going to do it.
You won't even rake your leaves.
I won't, so we both know I'm not putting up the lights. There we go. So thank you to all you all who do that. You as
Yeah.
well, Dan. Thank
And
you.
Merry Christmas to all.
Definitely.